All the disrespect before you play back, button check. Button check.
What is up, Button Check family? Welcome back to this New Year's Eve of buttons that need to be checked again. Y'all, this one right here, I was like, it's been on my mind, and I was like, why not wrap up 2025 like this? You already got the thumbnail, you got the title, so you probably have an idea of what this is about. And I figured, like, let's close this chapter of Button Check 2025 with some damn honesty, and let's get real. I've read this thread and I actually came upon it on accident, literally on accident, and I was like, shit, this was, it kind of weighed heavy on me, and I saw it, man, about a month ago. And I kind of went back and forth. Am I gonna address it? Do we talk about it? A lot of times I said no. Then just last night I said, let's do it. Let's end the year off with some honesty and let's get it. But also, I got a special announcement because one of the best sponsors I have ever worked with, if I could talk, they're back with bigger deals because they're closing out the year right. Guess who it is? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go. Button Check family, check it out. The New Year's is right around the corner. You need some clothes. Better yet, you need a huge sale. Guess what? Into the AM. I'm talking about Into the AM. Oh yes, is back once again, and oh how we have missed them, and oh how we have missed these huge sales going on. Link down below. Look, just go to intotheam.com/button check, promo code button check for an extra 10% off the already great deals that they're already having. Real talk, y'all know I've worked with Into the AM at least a dozen times since last year, earlier this year. Then I've just been waiting for the next great deal, and Into the AM is finally back, y'all. Listen, the everyday elevated graphic tees are back. Not only that, but since last we talked, they got a whole new line, new clothing, new swag for 2026. I have to put this in there. I don't have to, but I have to, because I saw the video the other day. I just like randomly clicked on it. This fit that you're seeing right now, all of this is Into the AM. From the shirt, like the flannel on the outside, the tee on the inside, and the hat. That whole fit is Into the AM, and that's probably my favorite one in the wintertime that I've rocked this last season. So this one, hands down, my whole wardrobe is slowly turning into 100% Into the AM. They've rocked with us for over a year now. I'm so glad we met them. They treated us like royalty, so I hope you guys continue to show the love. Check out the savings right now. Like I said, site-wide, huge saving plus additional 10% off. Check them out. Now let's get back to checking some buttons. Let's go. All right, now into them. Does anybody else think Button Check is getting corny? Buttons that needs to be checked. Y'all, you know how I saw this? I was actually making a video for a sponsor about a month ago. Randomly, I had to give some footage of me using my laptop. I just thought I would Google myself. Well, just put Button Check in there, see what pops up. I really don't ever do this. So I did it and then saw some cool things, but this also popped up and I was like, what the hell is cracking on Reddit talking about anybody else think Button Check is getting corny? And this was posted about 9 months ago. But check out what they wrote right here. They said, LOL, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love what Nesta was doing for the community. Day one supporter, but I'm realizing more and more how he doesn't even play games that he talks about sometimes. I just want better for the homie. Laughing emoji. So let's get to some of this right here. The time that it was posted was about 9 months ago. If you guys may have remembered, I know most people don't watch every episode, but first of all, thank you for supporting. He says he's a day one supporter. I appreciate the love. And also, man, I appreciate what y'all keeping it real with me, because the whole reason Button Check exists in the first place is we got to keep it a buck to even survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point of being transparent. I filmed in the hospital. I filmed with tears running down my face. Like, I filmed in so many forums showing y'all behind the scenes because I just want to be as transparent and as real as possible on this channel. Now, around this time, about 9 months ago, yes, Button Check did start changing. And I posted, right, like a 2024, I was actually thinking of giving up Button Check or reformatting it altogether because I was tired. And I felt like YouTube was kind of screwing me. Y'all, and I was just, my health was kind of declining. I was going through some stuff and I figured, like, I think it's time I walk away. I've been doing this for almost 8 years and I was like, I think it's time I stop. So I kind of said that to a couple close homies. They gave me advice. I said that to you guys. And man, the love response was insane. Y'all started like donating and please don't go. We love you. You're needed. All this stuff. Like it totally like gave me this new vision, this breath of life, right? The second runner's win, however they call it, like of just looking at things and getting a new perspective. And the main thing you guys were saying was whatever mental health or whatever time you need off, take it, like take it, but please don't go anywhere. And then somewhere you were like, even if you do change it, it's all good because we'll still rock with you. So what happened is I didn't really take time off. I may have took a day or two, but I started like filming more things that I was interested in that weren't necessarily news, right? And it started to show because obviously some viewers saw it like, what the fuck? What the fuck is he talking about right now? It was still gaming related and actually FGC related. It was just not presented in a news type of way. It was just like, you know, it just seemed random to a lot of people. And for a while, I'm not gonna lie, I thought like, I'm probably gonna keep it like this. Then I got the epiphany to be like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna use and maximize my second channel, maybe even create a third channel. That's why I was hinting to you guys earlier yesterday that Button Check will be better than ever in 2026 because I'm finally going to expand on the things that I need. Now, going to the part when he says, I'm realizing he doesn't even play games that he talks about sometimes. Real talk, I don't. Like, I don't have any time to play all the games. I don't. I play the games that I know. Street Fighter, you know, every now and then I'll dabble in some MK or some Tekken or something like that. And I came up on Street Fighter. I've never made that, I've always made that public, right? I've born and raised on Street Fighter. I came into the FGC on Street Fighter. Dirty Low, my cousin that I had on here just featuring him earlier, he was the main reason I got into the FGC. If you're looking for a figurehead of somebody that knows everything about fighting games, it's Dirty Low. Dirty Low was the man. Matter of fact, sometimes when I need advice to this day, and I'm like, hey, I got a question about a certain fighting game because I didn't really play it like that, I go to Dirty. And then he'll put me on, right? And I'll do some studying. You guys also got to realize, like, doing this, sometimes I'm learning with y'all. I don't know everything on this side. I present it as the news, you know what I'm saying? But that's what Button Check became. Y'all created this thing. Y'all did the intro, y'all did the outro, y'all did my graphics, and y'all constantly tag me in certain stories, and you're like, we like the way you present this. So it became what it is. It doesn't mean I'm the ultimate know-it-all or the guru or anything like that. It means in the last 8 years of doing Button Check, I've been learning and growing outside of Street Fighter with you guys, you know what I'm saying? And yes, sometimes I get to play and a lot of times I don't get to play, but throughout it all, it's been growing in knowledge. Somebody else, I read a comment on one of the other videos saying, Nesto, show us your local. This was recent. Somebody said, show us your local to prove that you're still FGC. That man, you know what I realize is people really get upset. Like they want you to be about this shit. Like, oh, we don't want you to just talk about it. We want you to be about it. Like play some shit. We want to see you play some shit. Like I can't just do the news. You know what I'm saying? It's like if y'all keep up with MMA, like UFC at all, there's a journalist called Ariel Hawani, if I'm saying that name correctly. He has this whole thing with the UFC. He kind of got kicked out, created his own thing. But he's been ridiculed by some fighters because they're like, who are you to say anything? You're not a fighter. But then he bucks back with like, I'm a fucking journalist. I went to school for this. This is my job. Like, how many journalists do you think are actual fighters or sports athletes? We just do it and we know how to talk about it and write it and present it because it's our fucking job. We earn the right to talk about it. Now me, obviously I didn't go to journalist school for the FGC or fighting games. I just came in it fucking through the 80s and then what, 90s and then back in what, like a 09er, right? All the way until Button Check was created, like in what, 2017. And at the time I was active. That's how all this happened. I was going to Evos, locals. I even went in some tournaments. So I was active. Now as Button Check grew and my family grew, that kind of, you know, that part of my FGC career kind of disappeared. But I appreciate this part right here. He says, I just want better for the homie, laughing face right there. Somebody else says, he comes off disingenuous to me. That has 9 upvotes. And then the man clearly doesn't play fighting games and just lurks on Twitter. Like I said, I can see how it comes off. But at the end of the day, I can't do it all. But what I do plan to do in 2026 is I'm gonna start streaming. And I've been singing that song, right? I've been singing that song, but I said, fuck it. I was talking to Dirty Low the other day. I was like, 2026 is the time to literally pull the trigger on all this content that we've been having up our sleeves for the whole time and it's time. I want to play, like I yearn to play. You know what I'm saying? Like it's basically, long story longer, it's time. So I get what you guys are saying, but please know, it is super hard to juggle all this. It is super hard, but it's coming. Then we got more comments right here. El Burrito right here says, he realized it was just rehearsing shit I've seen on Twitter, so I stopped watching. It's a decent idea for a show, I guess, just not interesting to me. He says, now I see how you felt, or how I felt at first, but you can't get upset at what the homie is just updating those who haven't seen yet on Twitter, etc., because everybody isn't as invested. There's somebody, Quiet Storm says, exactly. I'm his target audience. I don't like to actually get involved online on the online fan communities, so it's nice to put on Button Check in the background and see the crazies, or what the crazies are up to, LOL. Then more stuff, yo, talks about Horny Tuesday, saying that's just Horny Tuesday. Oh, that wasn't a typo. Haven't seen that show in a while, but it's pretty much like a drama tubers. Does Twitter FGC really have enough going on to justify the upload schedule? No, not really. If anything, I'm cool with somebody trying to make it entertaining without making the rest of us wade through the social media cesspool. He carved out a niche for himself, and I'll respect it. Then wrapping it up right here, we got two more saying, I agree that he is a fighting game pretender. He doesn't play, he just follows and retweets drama for likes. And I see where you're coming from, but to me, Button Check has been more like a Sports Center type of show for the FGC, news, tea, etc. And there you have it. All right, so this is stuff that I've heard for quite some time. Let's be real. I remember meeting people in real life at Evo, what was it, 2018 or 17, something like that. So much love, and this is when Button Check first started. And even then, you know, people, it was 99% drama. That's how it started. But it was like stuff that was happening that nobody was talking about. I was like, you know, Mena popping off, people booing Mena. This was when Mena first came into the scene. Mike Ross leaving, talking about, you know, he doesn't like esports and doesn't understand it. This was hot stuff, but nobody was really talking about this on YouTube. So I said, let me make a video. These are things I'm interested in. Instantly, numbers went through the roof. People, like I said, created. They like formed around. Y'all sent me all this stuff in the background. This is only half of it. I'm gonna hang up more in this coming week. But anyway, what I'm saying is, like, the community rallied around Button Check and said, we love this. We basically are interested in what you're interested in. I always heard when somebody said, they gave me advice. They said, if you want to create content, create something that you like watching, or something that you think you like but that's missing. Like, whatever you're interested in, create. So that's exactly what I did with Button Check, and people rallied. Now, slowly throughout the years, it became more like, I would say, like a Sports Center, and covering like the tournaments and up-to-date, you know, Capcom Point, all that stuff. But also still, we stick to our roots, and we'll do some tea or some shots fired. So in all of that, I could definitely see how some people look at it like it's too messy, so they don't want to deal with it. And interestingly enough, out of the comments that I've read, not just here, but just in general, people don't watch it, they have no idea. So they literally think that it's all gossip or it's all tea. They really have no idea all the things that we've done on this channel. They just remember it from like 2017 or 18, and then they stop watching. So my plan is for 2026 is to bring it back and to expand it, to actually dive in to bigger parts of the FGC, and to create a second part of this Button Check channel. I don't know exactly what the content, but I know it involves a lot on Dirty Low as well. I already have a second channel. That's gonna be something neutral, so I can express myself and become even more behind the scenes to a broader audience. So my focus is to activate that come literally the first week of 2026, and get this second channel popping, so I could also start live streaming and then going podcast style with Dirty Low. Now, this is all not gonna get cramped on Button Check. We're gonna expand the horizon. So like I said, there's a lot in the works. So anyway, in summation, whether you think Button Check is getting played out, or it's getting corny right here, or you just want the best for the homie, either way, hey, I appreciate the honest feedback. Even in the comments section, I always appreciate y'all keeping it real. Thank y'all for taking the time, for watching, for being involved, for supporting. Whether you're hating or showing the love, we all still here, man. So 2025 is a wrap. I'll see you on the other side. How y'all feeling? Let me know. And then for this one more time, Button Check family, the last set of buttons for this beautiful year. Well, can we call it beautiful? Let's call it beautiful. Hell, we still here. Let's call it beautiful. Buttons that need to be checked. 2026 is here. I want to give a special shout out to all the beautiful sponsors I work with this year. Dirty Low for always having my back, and of course my wifey. She's on the other side of this, my beautiful family that always has my back, and for you guys for the constant support. Y'all, 8 years. Can you believe we've been here 8 years? It's insane, man. So for the last time, man, big shout out to you guys, because without you, none of this happens. And the sponsors and the deals don't happen. Into the AM, you already know I've worked with them well for over a year. We took a break. Yeah, we took a break for a couple of months, but we started talking. They're coming out with some crazy deals, crazy new teas, and they are here. So link down below. Dirty Low was just talking to me about it, say he wanted to get some more. He was like, you know, he telling me they got glow in the dark stuff I didn't even know they had. Anyway, get y'all some gear. Thank you guys for making this possible. I will see you soon. Matter of fact, I will see you next year. Get it? Old dad joke. Either way, love y'all forever, always. And I don't know what it is, but I know 2026, somehow, some way, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Yo, this is hilarious, bro. I just Googled myself for the first time. Anyone else think button check is getting corny? Now this has to be an episode. Second upload, perfect example, a whole video of something Eris said about the Tekken devs. He's 100% slop tuber. He's just about Twitter, never plays anything. Wow. You know what? I agree with some of that.